The wind howled like a living thing that night, a cold, unrelenting force tearing across the slopes of the Ural Mountains. Snow swept over the ground in sheets, blurring the line between sky and earth. In the middle of that frozen expanse, a tent stood in darkness, its fabric trembling with each gust. Inside, 9 hikers huddled close, unaware that within hours, their names would be forever etched into one of the most haunting mysteries in modern history. This was 1959. The group, led by 23-year-old Igor Dyatlov, were experienced trekkers from the Ural Polytechnical Institute in Sverdlovsk. Their destination was Ural Mountain, a remote and challenging climb, but nothing they couldn't handle. They set out in late January, laughing, singing, and taking photos as they skied into the wilderness. But they never came back. Weeks later, a search party would stumble upon a scene that defied all logic. The hiker's tent was found abandoned on a snowy slope, slashed open from the inside. Their belongings, boots and coats, were still there. Whatever had driven them out into the freezing night had been urgent enough for them to cut their way out rather than use the entrance. From there, the trail only grew stranger. Footprints in the snow, some barefoot, some wearing only socks, led away from the tent and down toward a stand of trees. 2 bodies were found at the edge of the forest, lying near the remains of a small fire. They were dressed only in underwear, as if they'd fled in the middle of the night without time to dress. 3 more hikers were found scattered between the forest and the tent, frozen in the snow as if they'd been trying to make their way back. The remaining 4 would not be discovered until spring thawed the mountain. When searchers found them in a ravine, they were wearing some of the clothes taken from the first bodies, a desperate attempt to survive in temperatures that had plunged to 30 degrees Celsius. And then came the details that have haunted investigators ever since. Several of the bodies showed severe internal injuries, crushed ribs, fractured skulls, yet without external wounds, as if the force had come from within or been distributed over a wide area. 1 hiker was missing her eyes, another her tongue. Radiation was detected on some of their clothing. And in the final photographs taken by the group, strange glowing orbs appear in the distance over the tree line. The official Soviet investigation concluded that the hikers had died due to a compelling natural force. But what exactly that meant, no one could agree on. The theories are as chilling as the mountain air. Some suggest an avalanche drove the hikers from their tent, though the slope was too shallow and evidence too thin for that explanation. Others believe infrasound, a low-frequency vibration caused by wind passing over the mountain, induced intense panic, driving them to flee in disarray. There are whispers of military involvement, that they may have wandered into a secret weapons test. The radiation, the injuries, the glowing orbs, they could be signs of experimental munitions. Then there's the more unsettling possibility that something otherworldly was watching them that night. UFO enthusiasts point to the strange lights and the lack of conventional trauma as proof. The Dyatlov Pass Incident has also stirred supernatural theories. The local Mansi people call the area Dead Mountain and tell stories of spirits that guard the land. Could an ancient legend have come to life in the snowstorm? Or was the truth something far stranger, something no investigation would ever dare to record? In the decades since, the site has drawn explorers, journalists, and conspiracy theorists from around the world. Every new discovery, from overlooked documents to re-examined photographs, seems to raise more questions than it answers. Even today, Russia has reopened and closed the case multiple times, each conclusion more unsatisfying than the last. Standing there now, the wind still bites at your skin. The snow still erases your footprints in minutes, and the silence is almost absolute. The only sound is the mountain itself, groaning under the weight of time. You can imagine the hiker's last moments, the confusion, the fear, the desperate scramble into the dark. Perhaps we will never know what happened that night in February 1959. Perhaps the mountain will keep its secret forever, buried under snow and shadow. But one thing is certain: something extraordinary happened at Dyatlov Pass, and it changed 9 lives forever. Thank you for joining me on this journey into one of history's most chilling and enduring mysteries. But now, I'd like to hear from you. What do you believe happened that night? Was it a natural disaster, a military cover-up, or something beyond our understanding? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I truly love reading your theories. And if you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, please like, comment, and share. It truly helps keep these stories alive. Until next time, keep wondering and keep searching.